Senator Ted Cruz faces his opponent, Representative Beto O'Rourke, for a televised debate. One America's Luke Glaze has more on the political discourse in one of the hottest races of the election season.
Senator Ted Cruz and his Democrat adversary Beto O'Rourke square off in their second debate ahead of midterm elections. The two took to the stage on Tuesday to address a number of the country's most pressing issues. In their first question, they tackled the threat of election security, with O'Rourke accusing Cruz of being controlled by President Trump and trotting out the tired narrative of the president's alleged Russia ties.
Our junior senator will not stand up to President Trump, someone who apologizes for Russia, defends that country, Vladimir Putin, the leader of the country that sought to undermine our democracy.
Then the candidates gave their very different takes on the legality of abortion, with Cruz slamming O'Rourke for supporting the most radical progressive take on the issue.
I would note, though, on the question of life, there is an enormous difference between me and Congressman O'Rourke. On the question of life, Congressman O'Rourke is at the extreme pro-abortion side. So he has repeatedly voted in favor of late-term abortions. He has repeatedly voted in favor of taxpayer funding for abortions. I got to say that's not consistent with the views of the people of Texas.
At one point, things got personal, with O'Rourke kicking low by calling Cruz a liar and bringing up his past rivalry with President Trump.
Senator Cruz is not going to be honest with you. He's going to make up positions and votes that I've never held or have ever taken. He's dishonest. It's why the president called him Lying Ted, and it's why the nickname stuck, because it's true.
But Cruz struck back, claiming O'Rourke has no chance of cutting it on Capitol Hill, as he is even more far left than his Democrat peers.
Congressman O'Rourke is not able to work with President Trump, and indeed, Congressman O'Rourke is the only Democratic Senate nominee in the country who has explicitly come out for impeaching President Trump. With Congressman O'Rourke leading the way, 2 years of a partisan circus shutting down the federal government in a witch hunt on the president, that's not good for the state of Texas. It's not good for our country.
Then the two gave their final statements, with O'Rourke painting a picture of America in crisis, while Cruz focused on sending a message of hope.
Whether we will remain the inspiration of the world is an open question right now. Walls, Muslim bans, the press as the enemy of the people, taking kids away from their parents.
This is a choice about keeping the boom going, we have the lowest Hispanic unemployment ever recorded, the lowest African American unemployment ever recorded. Why would we want to screw that up?
Both parties have been keeping a close eye on this tight Senate race, as a win over Cruz would be one of the only ways for Democrats to regain the Senate majority. Despite O'Rourke pulling the biggest fundraising quarter of Senate campaign history, Cruz has remained consistently ahead in the polls. And as a Republican incumbent in a deeply red state, many believe he will have a definite edge when voters cast their ballots on November 6th. Luke Glaze, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.